1995 Chevy cargo van, 1 ton. This van I tried to keep completely stealth by not putting anything on it that's going to make it stand out. So I didn't want to put any racks on top or anything that would give it any kind of identifying marks to make it stand out in a crowd. So it's pretty much completely stealth, and I really enjoy it. And now we'll go inside to take a look at the inside of the van. If you were to come up on the outside and take a look at the van from the outside, you would see that it primarily is pretty stealth. You really can't see much of anything other than undistinguishing marks that would make it other than a work van. So welcome to my new channel. This is a channel on YouTube that's called Urban Vanman, and primarily this channel has nothing more to do than just living in my van, which I've been living in just for about a week now. And I've converted the inside to make it livable. I wouldn't say that it was a van build because there's nothing in it that's permanent that I can't turn it around and make it different. So pretty much it's accomplishing its mission. I've gone around and parked in different places with it, and no one's bothered me. Whether it's an industrial park or a Walmart or whatever, it hasn't made any difference. No one's disturbed me. My plan is to live in the van for a while. You know, the apartment that I just moved out of was a studio apartment. It was a nice apartment, but it was $700 a month, and that was not including utilities. So when you add another $100, $150 for the different utilities that you pay for, it becomes quite pricey. So my long-term plan is to eventually buy maybe an RV, or maybe even get back into buying a manufactured home or something like that. But for the meantime, for a while anyway, I'm going to be in the van living. And this is, like I said, kind of a short-term plan, but I think it'll work pretty well. Why am I living in a van? I guess there's the big question. Well, really, the number one reason is saving money. When you add $700, $800 a month to your pocket, you can do a lot. And I've always been kind of a nomad somewhat in my life, and I can live in small spaces. I've lived in small trailers for quite a long time, and it doesn't bother me to be cramped, but this situation, it's pretty well cramped. But you'll see what I've done here in the back. I'm going to jump back in the back in just a second so you can take a look at what I've done. But, you know, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money making a big van build because, like I said, I wasn't sure I was going to stay in the van very long. So I think this will kind of suit what I'm doing. So we'll go back here. You can see I've insulated the van a while back, and what I've done is I've put some pieces and added some false brick to make it look basically like a home, I guess. I guess that's the best way to put it. I put in this cabinet which has a locking piece right here, and this will unlock. And one of the reasons I've done this, and one of the reasons that it's one of the only cabinets that I have here in the van, is because of just the fact that it'll stow everything underneath. And I've watched a lot of other YouTubers that have actually driven down the road with their vans and heard things clunking in the back or falling down, and I just kind of figured that that just wasn't a good idea. So what I've done is I've made it where these doors lock, and then on the inside here I put everything that I use inside of these little portable totes. I have a little portable record player. I'm a big record fan. I love vinyl records, so you can see to the left I've got some vinyl records. Like I said, these are small basic totes that I bought at Walmart, and I measured this out very carefully, and it fits in here really well. And once I batten down the hatches and start driving down the road, nothing falls anywhere. Everything is solid and locked tight, so it works out good. I have down here a portable stove, which I have used. I have over here a metal plate. And what I like doing with this is if I'm going to cook or do anything, I can go ahead and set the stove up on top of the metal, and I can go ahead and cook soups or heat up whatever I want to do. I basically use paper plates, paper cups, anything that's disposable here in the van, so it really works out kind of well for me. So that's what I use that primarily for when I do cook. And then I have a power source that I use. Let me go ahead and move this over. I have a power source that I use, and you know, I'm not real fancy about it. I just have a 5-in-1 unit that I bought at Harbor Freight. And what's really nice about this unit is it's, of course, just a big battery, but it has many uses. Besides the lights, it's an air pressure unit, so it'll fill up tires. If I have a flat tire, it'll jump start my van. And if you look at the back of it here, it's got all the things that I need. It's got a fan on board to keep it cool, and I can use it to recharge my phone or plug in my laptop, anything that I really want to do within the van. And then when I'm done with it, it just stows really nicely right back into the cabinet, and then I can go ahead and put the stove next to it. Oh, drawers close. Doors close, I mean. And then, like I said, I would lock it down with my locking piece, and then I could go down the road and not worry about anything. The other parts of the van here, let me move up on the bunk as we get to the back. I basically have a curtain rod in the very back with a curtain on it, and then I put my clothing across the back of the van. And what I do here is I have a couple of totes that are sitting on top of each other. This says records on it, but it has my clothing in it. Basically socks and underwear, and then you saw behind me the rack with my coats and shirts and things like that. Back here I've also built a drawer that I've managed to put in so it kind of works like a nightstand. I've removed already what I have on top here, but normally what I have is a small tote that has all of my toiletries and things that I need in the morning to get ready, like toothpaste, brush, hairspray, you know, you name it, whatever. It'll fit in here, and then if it spills, it's inside of a container, so it's not going to be a problem. It won't get everywhere else. Another reason why I have the drawer open, and I can use it for when I remove my sanitizer here, is I have a portable, what I call a portable sink. It's basically just a little plastic unit again that I got, kind of bring this back a little bit, that I bought here so I could go ahead and use this as a mini sink. I use it as a mini sink. I have, let's see if I can lift it with one arm here. This is about half full. Okay, put it up here. I have a portable water unit here. This, I think it's a 7-gallon, and it has a little spigot here that opens up. So when I uncork it, I can put the spigot here, run my water in the morning, and if you noticed over here, I've got my mirror, got a portable fan, I got my towel sitting here, and go ahead and wash my face, comb my hair, do all the things you would normally do. And then all I have to do is when I'm done is put things back, put this back down here. And then once I wash the sink out and get that ready, I can go ahead and dump it right back on top of the portable water container down here. Put all my toiletries back in, close the drawer, and down the road I go. Basically, that's it. I have these portable lights that I got at Harbor Freight. I really love them because when I built the van, I built them where I can just kind of set them wherever I want. They're like $8 or $9. They run on about 4 AA batteries. And if you notice around the van, I have them set up. I have 4 of them. And they work really good for me. Whenever I'm working in a station or an area, I can go ahead and illuminate it for me, like here when I've got the mirror, and I can go ahead and use that. So it works really good for me for that. Down below I have a portable vac that I use for going ahead and vacuuming when I have power and I can plug in. It's kind of a power hog, so I wouldn't use it with my portable power, but I do use it when I clean up the van when I do that. Also, when I'm in the morning, or when I'm sleeping, when I'm sleeping, I can go ahead, I try to sleep with the van and my head up front here in the center of the van, but if that fails, basically, I can move these clothes off and onto the side here where these walls are, and I can go ahead and set them so I can sleep in the van, so it leaves room in between back here where I can put my feet or put my head and then sleep for the night. And then when I get up in the morning and get ready to go, I can go ahead and put all the clothes back. Again, it's all nice and secured across the back. I don't have to worry about it. I can see my clothes. I can get what I want. So again, it's kind of like a little closet, but it's pretty minimal. You know, I'm a minimal guy. I don't really have a lot that I need to be able to live, and this is basically what I've come up with. Up front, I have just a portable little chair that I sit in. I can sit there with my laptop. I have a lap unit that that'll sit across my lap with the computer. As long as I get close to internet, you know, a McDonald's or a Burger King or something, I park close enough, I can go ahead and do everything from inside of the van. So once again, it works pretty good. Underneath the chair, I have, I'm going to reach this down here, move this sideways. This basically works as a urinal. It's like a gasoline or oil container. Again, something that I bought at Walmart. And, you know, it's got a really large opening up at the top here. It's about 3 inches wide. And basically during the night, if I need to do number 1, I just pull this out and go ahead and use it. And then when it gets filled up, I'll just dump it at some kind of toilet. And again, it just kind of swings out of the way underneath my chair, and everything's good to go. So I have up front room darkening curtains that slide across on a rack that pretty much can darken this van in an instant. You see, and I close it up here. Up front it looks completely black. In the back, everything's well illuminated. I can see really well, do what I need to do, and if somebody were to walk up front, they would not be able to see back, so probably wouldn't bother me. Again, that opens back up, everything kind of slides aside. And once again, up front, just a basic van. I bought a couple of things to make it look like a work van. I bought a vest, I bought a hat. There's a clipboard sitting up above there. And I've even thought about getting a clipboard just to sit up on the dash with some kind of paperwork or receipts. So again, it pretty much looks pretty stealth. So that's it for my van tour. I'm going to basically be just urban camping, so I'll do some travel and I will video, but for the most part it's going to be my day-to-day life, like basically a blog. So anyway, I hope you like my channel. Please subscribe if you would like, and please like. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.